Hey everybody, what's up? It's No Nonsense News, Ted, Friday, September 25th, 2020. Coming to you with updates and headlines in the news. Let me tell you a little bit about the market first because I've been forgetting to tell you guys every day about that. Anyway, Friday ended with all the indices in the United States up across the board by 1.5 to 2%. Started off rocky in the futures, but it rallied back up to end the day up every single one of them. Cryptocurrencies were pretty flat across the board, not much movement there, nothing to speak of. Gold and silver are down, which means great time to buy gold at a discounted price. Silver as well. Silver is the poor man's gold. That's what I buy. Right now is the great time to do it. But anyway, like I was telling you guys last night, I warned you last night about Israel locking down the agenda that they were pushing. And here we go again today. We see another headline now. New York is threatening for shutting down neighborhoods because of COVID spikes. It's pretty much the Queens and Brooklyn area, and they're saying if they can't get the numbers down, they will shut down schools and non-essential businesses. There's going to be extra enforcement out, I guess, enforcing social distancing this weekend, and they're going to check the numbers on Monday. So, like I said, God forbid we all get locked down again and you might be isolated for a little bit. Maybe you should get some things. Like I said, canned food. But tonight I'll say instead of canned food, maybe get some aspirin or get some cough medicine or some vitamins or some coffee or I don't know. Get whatever you think you might need. We've heard of shortages. Wherever you think there might be a shortage of something you need, get it. And also last night I warned you guys about more protests, more riots. And last night in Louisville, because of the Breonna Taylor decision, there was more riots, more protests, more violence. But at least now you got people like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal coming out basically saying that this is nonsense. This is not racially motivated. From everything that I can see, they had a warrant. These people were criminals. Breonna's name was on the warrant. They actually knocked on the door. This dude shot out first. I mean, this is definitely, I wouldn't say this is racially motivated, but I would say that law enforcement does need reform. There was no need for those people to die, but it's just good to see that, Charles Barkley and Shaq come out and actually say it publicly. It's needed for leaders of that community to step up and actually talk about the truth. It's ridiculous, this whole defunding the police thing, because let me just twist you a yarn quickly. If you defund the police and you have a Karen that lives in 1A, and you have an all American alpha male that lives in 1B, and the Karen comes out and sees alpha male one day, goes into her rant about something that she doesn't like, screaming. I don't know what they yell, but screaming at alpha male. Alpha male turns around, punches her in the throat. Who is she gonna call? Something's wrong, and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? Not the police because you defunded them. That's why it's asinine. I don't care what race you are, what color you are, how much money you have, how much, even if you're homeless, you don't want to get rid of the police. And speaking of homeless, we all know California has had a homeless problem for years. And all across the United States, we have millions and millions of people unemployed, but California's had it bad. There's movies, documentaries, it's all over YouTube, you can see it. And it might get a little worse now because California, because of their claiming fraud issues, is putting a pause on all new unemployment claims for the next 2 weeks. So basically, if you lose your job or become unemployed in the next 2 weeks, you're pretty much screwed. Especially if something like your rent is due or something like that, you know? And judging by the date, I'd say your rent might be due. Not to mention that you might lose your job because of fire. You know what I'm saying? The fire's there. California fire's still burning, but now you got one closing in on a cannabis farm, and they're worried about losing millions of dollars of marijuana. There's 400 illegal farms and 40 legal farms. 400 illegal and 40 legal farms. And they're worried about losing millions and millions of dollars in marijuana as the fire closes in on the Trinity Pines region, Mount Trinity Pines region. And what they don't know is California's been putting marijuana up in smoke for years, millions of marijuana up in smoke for years. But anyway, on a little bit of a sadder note, Ron Paul on a live stream today apparently had a stroke. They said he was brought to the hospital for precautionary reasons, I guess. And he did tweet later with a thumbs up picture that he's doing fine and thanking people for their concern. But I really do hope that he is okay because, in my opinion, Ron Paul is a true patriot, a true constitutionalist. He belongs to have his face on Mount Rushmore. He's a author. He's a doctor. He was a senator. He ran for president 3 times. He served in the military. I mean, this guy is he's a critic of the Federal Reserve. He's a critic of the government's policy, monetary policy. He's a critic of the wars on terror and on drugs. I mean, this guy is just a patriot. And if he was running right now, I would vote for him to be president. So, Ron Paul, I hope you really are getting better. Best wishes to you and your family. And that's it for me, guys. I'm going to take off for the night and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. Please tell me where I need to get better. That's what's up.